Ooh, that snap shut. So good. So today it is day 15 of 15 days of foundation. We have made it. I see the light. Days 1 through 14 are linked down below if this is your first video that you're watching here. Hello, welcome to the Bayrito fam. I watched an Easter vlog last night and now I have such an intense craving for deviled eggs right now. So quickly before we jump into the foundation, which what the heck, they're in jars. I'm so excited. Before we get into these guys, this is day 15, which means the next video you guys are gonna see is the wrap-up video. So if you haven't seen any of my past 2 wrap-up videos, did I do 2 or 1? Yeah, 2. For Mother series, that's basically where I rank all the foundations 1 to 15. I've been pre-filming these videos for about a month now. So in between days of filming, I've been trying out different combinations with the products. So this video is ending on a Wednesday and the wrap-up video will be going live Friday, April 28th. So I typically have new videos going up Monday, Wednesday, Friday. My schedule after 15 days of foundation is always a little off because 1, I'm freaking exhausted and dead after this. And 2, I need to try out all the products for the wrap-up video. And then this one is extra tricky because I actually leave for China on May 1st. And I'm going to be gone pretty much all of May in different places. So I am in major pre-film mode, so my schedule is going to be totally off for the next couple weeks. I'm going to tell you guys all about that in the wrap-up video, but there won't be a video Monday or Wednesday. The next video you see will be Friday, the wrap-up video. It'll be a good break for you guys. You don't have to see my face every freaking day. So for day 15, I'm testing out a product that I haven't heard anything about. This is a Korean foundation in a jar. No words. One of you commented saying to try this out because it was full coverage and you thought I'd really like it. As soon as I heard full coverage, I started doing research and found this thing. The brand is called 16 brand and it's called the 16 Guroom cream. You get 0.7 ounces of product in here, so a little bit less than a standard fluid ounce. For the most part, online it's retailing for around $18.99. There's a few different places online where you can get this. I got it off of Amazon, but when I'm filming this, I just checked and it's not really available on there anymore. But if I can find any other links to where you can find this online, it'll be down below in the description box. This is a really interesting product. So it obviously comes in little mini mason jars. I have the lime tone it up shade, which is a green product, and then the foundation in 01 light beige. So in the actual foundation, there's only 2 shades, 01 light beige, which is the lightest shade, the one I have, and then there's 02 sand beige. This is pretty typical from what I found with Korean products. They typically only have a few shades. So 2 shades in the foundation, but then there's a few different versions of this product. I wanted to pick up this lime one to counteract redness. I have cystic acne, I have a lot of discoloration on my face, so you guys will see me applying this before the foundation. They also make a pink one, mint, and energy balm. It says it's a full coverage semi-matte cream foundation. Say goodbye to bumps, freckles, redness, and blemishes without looking or feeling heavy. Full coverage with a weightless, breathable feel. Moisture, condition, and promote a hydrated complexion. This does have SPF 30 in it, so I'm going to be doing a flash test so you guys can see if there's any kind of bounce back, but I'm going to insert swatches of this shade 01 light beige compared to some of the other lightest foundation shades that I own. Alright, so swatch time. Right here's the 16 brand Guroom cream in 01 light beige. Next over is Dermacol 208, which is my closest shade match. Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation in 0.5. Pure Cosmetics Baradol Foundation in Porcelain. These are actually both pretty similar in tone. Pure Cosmetics is just about half a shade lighter. And then last is Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 110. Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to go ahead and lightly swatch this green one. So there it is right there. It's almost like a white, it just has a light green tint to it. So that's all of the information I could find about this product online. If you guys have been enjoying 15 Days of Foundation, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Welcome to all of the new Bayritos. Make sure you say hi down below if you found my channel through this series this time around. And also the t-shirts are going to be available until the wrap-up video. So if you haven't had a chance to purchase one of those, 100% of the proceeds go to Project Beauty Share. Whoa, I need to breathe. So if you want to see what I think of the 16 brand Guroom cream and how it applies and wears throughout the day, you're in the right place. Just keep watching. Okay, so right now it's 9:48 in the morning. I've been doing laundry and really fun things all morning, attempting to get my life together right now. So I've already washed, moisturized, and primed my face, used my Laura Mercier foundation primer like usual. So I'm going to start out with the Lime Tone It Up, just to cancel out some of the redness on my face and see what happens. Kind of wish I got the pink one as well because I've heard of people mixing that in to actually lighten the foundation. This is definitely The cutest packaging I've ever seen. Just want to put this on my shelf. This also has SPF 30 in it, so that's good to put underneath your makeup. There's a little sealant when you take the lid off. I typically don't use any kind of correctors or anything. Sometimes I'll go in and spot conceal just to cover up my acne before I put on a foundation, so I have to use less product, but I don't really use any kind of color correctors. This looks very thick. This is super thick, so I'm just gonna start out with that amount, I guess, and put this on. It has an interesting scent. What does it smell like? This is how I usually like my primers to feel. It has kind of a sticky feel to it. It doesn't feel too thick. I mean, that definitely canceled out some redness. If you look at it compared to my forehead, I need a tiny bit more for my forehead, so I'm just gonna take a super small amount. It has a little bit of like a light white tint to it. Overall, I feel like that helped to brighten my complexion a bit. I wouldn't wear this by itself, like if I'm having a no makeup day, because my face does look a little bit white right now. It has a bit of a residue to it. I don't mind it on my face, but you can definitely feel it. It feels like a thick sunscreen. All right, come on. There we go. And that cream came with a little spatula too, I just realized. Whoops. I'm not sure why there's pencils on here, but that's cute. Oh, this is so satisfying. This one looks a tiny bit less thick, almost a little bit more creamy. So on half of my face, I'm gonna use the Morphe E31 brush, and on the other half, my Real Technique sponge. This is my favorite sponge. I'm gonna switch it up. I usually do the brush on this side. Let's start out on this side with the brush. One of you guys commented that, just so we can see, since I have more acne down here, just so it's a fair test. I think I'm just gonna use the little spatula thing and mix it a little bit just in case. This is supposed to be full coverage, so I don't know how much product I'm gonna need right now, but let's just start out. Let's do this. Ooh, this has good coverage. It is a bit dark. I feel like I didn't use that much product just then, and we got really good coverage. I'm gonna bring this down my neck. Off of that one layer with the brush, I would call this full coverage. And it looks really nice. Where's my mirror? It looks super smooth. It looks like a BB cream almost. Maybe we'll try and mix in a little bit of this. Oh no, let's just finish this off. I'm really liking how this side of my face looks. Let's try the sponge on this side. My pores look really good around my nose. I'm putting a little bit more on my scarring and acne down here. With the sponge, it isn't totally covering up all of my scarring. You can still see it coming through, but it looks like enough coverage, but where it still looks like natural and looks like skin. With the brush on this side, it covered it pretty well, so it might just be with a sponge. So I'm gonna go back in with a brush after we do my forehead and see if I can cover that a little bit better. I'm getting a bit better coverage with the brush, for sure. Blend this out with the brush. If you want coverage, brush is definitely the way to go. This side with the brush, I think I would be good to go. I don't need a second layer as far as coverage. This side I have pretty much 1.5 layers on to get the same kind of coverage that I got with the brush. Everything besides the shade right now, I am loving. It looks radiant, but not overly dewy. And it does feel like it's starting to set. It still feels tacky. Like I don't think I could blend product on top right now, but it does feel like it's setting down. It doesn't feel like a cushion foundation where you feel like it's gonna slide all over. I think once I have concealer on, and I probably am gonna powder my face with this, I think once I do those two things, the shade will be fine. So I feel like my skin just looks super smooth. I like the coverage. This isn't Dermacol extreme kind of full coverage, but it covered everything that I needed covered. And it just looks like skin. It looks super pretty, the finish of it. Okay, so right now it's 11:34, but we're calling the check-in time 10:15 since that's when I finished up my makeup. I've just been doing more laundry, ate breakfast. Everything's been on for a little over an hour right now, and it looks freaking amazing. I've looked at it in natural lighting, I looked at it in the bathroom. It just looks so healthy and smooth and plump. I'm hoping I don't get oily with this because I'm looking pretty dewy, and I did set my face with a powder. I used my Cover FX illuminating setting powder to set my face. I do think that helped to kind of lighten the foundation a little bit. It's wearable. Like I would go outside now with the powder on top in this shade, but it's definitely still too dark. It's hard to tell in this lighting, but I took a picture standing in front of the window. Here it is right here, so you can see what the shade really looks like. So I definitely need to mix something in with this. Now that the powder's on, it still feels a little bit tacky, but more just like you have a moisturizer on or something. Forehead looks really good, around my nose looks good. So I'm gonna go in the hallway to do a flash test. When I do it under these lights, sometimes it does weird things. So I will be right back and I'll show you guys what this looks like with flash, since it does have SPF 30. So it definitely has a bit of a white cast for flash photography. In real life, it's darker than my face, and in this photo, it definitely looks a couple shades lighter than my chest area, so there is bounce back. Shade aside, I'm loving it right now. Fingers crossed I don't get super oily and this one wears well throughout the day, because right now I'm into it. So now, oh, what's on my face? So to bronze, I use the new Becca bronzer. This is in the shade Bali Sands. Look at this shade. It looks really nice in the pan, like light enough. And I do like it. I feel like I need to play around with this a little bit more and look at it in natural lighting and stuff. Blush, Wet n Wild in a purple haze. Highlight, I use the Etude Secret Beam highlighter. This is stunning. I feel like this product is totally underrated. Also use that on my inner corners on my eyes. I've actually never tried out this palette before. I got this during the Tarte Friends and Family sale. Again, I feel like I need to play around with this more. I just love this packaging. Ooh, that snap shut. So good. Mascara is my normal combo that's down below. This is the Viva Glam Gaga 2, and then I topped it with the MUA lip gloss and Baby Doll. Is it Baby Doll or Baby Pink? Baby Pink. I have some people coming to buy furniture right now, so I didn't want to like scare them off with full face makeup. The next check-in I do will be in natural lighting, so I'll see you guys in a few hours. Okay, so it's now 3:23. So the foundation's been on for 5 hours. Filmed another video. I filmed a thrift haul, which will be up in a week or two after you guys are seeing this. So overall, I'm liking how it's looking. I feel like I look a little bit oily on my forehead. It's starting to get oily, but I really like how it looks forehead down. I think this might be one that I should use a different powder with, or maybe a mattifying primer. But the thing I like is that it's not creasing anywhere or looking cakey anywhere where I normally get that, around my nose area and upper lip. It just looks really nice and smooth everywhere. My forehead's not bad oily right now. I just feel like I'm gonna get pretty oily. So I'll check back in with you guys at the end of the night. It's now 8:16, so it's been on for pretty much exactly 10 hours. And I have to say, for being someone who has oily skin and this being a dewy foundation, I do think this has held up pretty well. I'm obviously a bit oily on my forehead, but I've definitely had foundations that are worse. There is some separation, but it's not horrible on my forehead. So here's what it looks like up close. I feel like it still looks pretty nice and smooth. I'm definitely gonna try this with a mattifying primer and maybe a different powder. But if you have dry skin or just normal skin, I feel like this one could wear well on you if you like more high coverage foundations, because it feels very moisturizing and almost gel-like. I like this one. I think I would like it even better once I mix it and play around with it. But overall, I mean, there's not a whole lot to complain about right now. So I'll update you guys on my final thoughts and my ranking in that video, and I won't see you guys for a while. It'll be a little over a week. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed season 3 of 15 Days of Foundation. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it and it helps me out. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.